Welcome to the Comix Corner Podcast with B-Lar and Danny P. This is issue 17. We are brought to you by the CLZ app and are part of the SPDM Podcast Crew. Please check out the SPDM website at spdmcrew.com. You can see all the podcasts that are part of the crew. This week, Danny and I discuss the first James Gunn project for DC Creature Commandos. We let you know what we've been reading, the picks for today, December 18th, and another edition of new ones. So let's get into it. Danny, how you been doing?
Hey, now, how's it going?
Good. I know you got to be still stressing a little bit because you got those books that are coming later and later, but you're still getting the books out for the subscription guys, so we appreciate it. But have you gotten time to read some stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. This week, it's kind of slowly worked out. It's just getting used to the new normal. So books come Wednesday morning instead of Tuesday morning. So just a little more action in the week, and that's not a bad thing. But yeah, I read, to start with the Christmas spirit, I went with EC Shiver suspense stories, which stories were all kind of centered a little bit around Christmas. In fact, the one that they go back and forth to a couple times, they were all pretty twisted stories. The one kind of had a cute, sad sentiment with an ornament that had been watching this old lady since she was a child, and they did a nod to O. Henry's story of the Magi, and then a couple of original ones. So I've enjoyed all of those. It was 5 stories this time, and they threw in an old original from back in the day with EC. So this one just a one shot, not the start of any miniseries. But those have all been cool though. The ones, the EC new stories from Oni Press have all been very good. And then from there, stuck with the one shots, I guess, and jumped on Superwoman special. Kind of fills in the gap still a little bit more from the end of Absolute Power number 4 and Superman, with how she ended up with the powers from the suit. And it's just cool seeing her with Lana and Supergirl and just getting used to being a superhero. So it's kind of neat to see. There's definitely more to it, and they even leave some of those things because we don't know where her suit is allegedly. And she just kind of wakes up at one point and wasn't sure who saved her. So she now has powers, and it's kind of cool seeing her tell Clark that she has the powers, and just kind of neat couple pages doing it in reverse.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read that special yet, and I'm looking forward to it. But what they've been doing in Superman, the regular series with her, Superman 20 was just fantastic. So, but
yeah, I enjoy
it.
All the All In stuff isn't cool, but I have enjoyed Superman and Mark Waid's take on. I know weekly's a little tough being $4.99 a piece, but the story's been pretty well with the Phantom Zone from that too. But I liked them both. And then I jumped over to Marvel with the Infinity Watch. I missed out on it. I know they did an annual story to create this team over the summer. I missed out on that, but it's their kind of first take together of how they're going to go about saving the world. And it's kind of cool seeing Coulson back, and he's Death, and he's also bouncing around Amazing Spider-Man, so that's cool seeing him in different books. But all different characters to me. Apex and Star was the only one that I was familiar with, but I like the villains that they kind of took on this issue, and whoever they're going to take on in the next one seemed pretty good. But it was definitely an interesting team that I wasn't used to. And the last one, which I thought was an awesome continuation, almost an NYX's Laura Kinney Wolverine. She's one of my favorite mutants for sure, and they kind of have her going around with one of the Cuckoo sisters and Miss Marvel, but at the same time having her whole own adventure. But kind of almost, I don't know if you feel the same way, but almost the thread they've had through all the X-Men books of trying to protect their own against what's happened since the end of Krakoa. But for me, those were the first 4 I was able to get to this week that I enjoyed all and think you should check out.
Yeah, I do. I agree what you said there on the backstory or the behind the scenes kind of storyline that's been going along in all the X books is, these are mutants who are back in the world and they are protecting each other, but also they are dealing with some threats of not only humans not being so welcoming, but also trying to not let evil mutants ruin it so that mutants have a place to live in this world. 100% agree with you.
What would you get to check out?
I was light reading for me this week. Had a few things going on. We are getting close to the holidays and such. So I grabbed Hornsby and Halo. It's a Peter J. Tomasi book, and it's another one of the Ghost Machine stories. It's under their Family Odyssey, like Rockefellers. And it's basically, it's kind of the idea of when DC did the trading of Orion and Mr. Miracle scot-free, but it's the trading of an angel and a devil, but they didn't really trade them. What they're doing is taking one of each in the hierarchy families, and they're putting them with humans, but one of the families are a good family that is going to raise this devil female young girl into a good person, and then the angels go into a family of assholes. So, but it's just it's just done very well. They don't know each other, obviously, but they end up in the same city, going to the same school, riding the same school bus. So there's going to be interaction. And near the end of the first story, they're both they display their powers, but don't realize how they did it. And if even what they did, they just had a dream, or if it really happened. So pretty cool. Artwork is phenomenal in it. It goes along with the story very well. So then I checked out Green Lantern 18. It's Jeremy Adams doing a nice job since he's been there. And we get introduced somewhat to the fractal lanterns. That's going to be the big push from the Green Lantern world coming up in the next couple months. Also, they seemed like they were going to dip into the Black Lantern world again. And Kyle Rayner had an appearance. So a lot of stuff that they're trying to wrap up and then move on to this fractal lantern idea. So really liking those.
What is a fractal lantern exactly?
I'm not Jeremy Adams, Danny. Okay. I wish I could tell you, but no, the fractal lantern, it was the idea that the lanterns can draw upon the other colors themselves. So a Green Lantern,
that's what I was guessing, but that is what it means. Okay.
That's how I took it when I read it. Not gonna lie, I might have read it about 15 minutes before we started recording. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I took from it, was the new idea that everyone's got the ability to use other colors of the spectrum. Cool. So, but yeah, they're very, very much looking forward to where they're going with it. I know they're doing a Fractal Lantern book coming out in the near future. And so we'll see where they go with it. But again, like I said, I know I go to DC as my main hitter all the time, but the all-in stuff, it has been, I think the all-in stuff has been better than the X-Men after the Krakoa, the From the Ashes stuff, but they're very close in my book as equal storylines and such.
Yeah, I don't know if I can answer that yet. I still think they're still new, but I think I probably enjoy a little bit more of the DC stuff throughout the universe, whereas I think the X-Men stuff's strong, but don't necessarily enjoy every title. So yeah, I would probably give a very, like you said, very close. DC's a little bit better than what's going on with Marvel right now, but it's very close.
Yeah. So 3 episodes of the Creature Commandos have been out on Max so far. I believe new episodes come out on Thursdays for that. And how have you been enjoying it?
I know nothing of these characters, but I thought it was fantastic. Gunn taking over, just be interesting to see where all the movies and everything go. But for the first thing out, very enjoyable. The third episode about GI combat was quite interesting. And I don't know, just when you can tell when he puts his finger on it, between the music and the wacky humor and just everything about it, just has its own feel.
Yeah, definitely. For those who haven't seen it yet, there is a little bit of a gore, they go over the top when somebody's getting shot. It's just like, it's not like G.I. Joe where, you get a bullet in a little spurt. I mean, they're just blowing heads in half and things like that, but that's James Gunn, that's going to happen. I mean, he pushed the envelope in Guardians of the Galaxy when he wanted to, and with DC giving him an open book, carte blanche, you knew he was going to do it. But casting wise, the voices of the characters, I mean, Indira Varma, Alan Tudyk, Frank Grillo. I mean, Frank Grillo, he's going to be doing this Rick Flag Sr. in the Superman movie. I could see all of these guys doing their parts in a live action Creature Commandos.
That's one of the ideas that Gunn has, right? That if you're doing the cartoons, you're doing the movies, kind of doing everything. So yeah,
absolutely. And he gets the Amanda Waller. Oh God, I can't believe I'm drawing a name. Viola Davis. He's got her doing the Amanda Waller part in the first episode. So the first 2, I was like, oh no, I was a little hesitant, but after the third one, it's just like, now I'm all in. It was just, they did so good. The Bride of Frankenstein character is just fun to watch. It's all fun to watch.
And everybody getting their backstory as we go on is cool, as they kind of fill the gaps. It's kind of neat. Yep. You get to know the characters in each episode.
Definitely. So yeah, big thumbs up on the Creature Commandos, and it's just the beginning. Thursday, tomorrow, we're supposed to get the dropping of the Superman, the first trailer from Superman. So looking forward to that. It's if James Gunn does what he's done with the little bit that he's done in Marvel with Guardians of the Galaxies that everybody have jumped onto, then the future in DC is pretty bright. What are you looking forward to this week, Danny?
As far as the number ones looking at here, that TVA from Marvel looks pretty cool, connecting stuff from Loki. I like when they kind of bring the MCU into the Marvel comic book universe as well. I was trying to think of the other number ones that were grabbing me. Oh, Spawn gets a new one with. We're gonna do a little bit more with Guns. What's his name? Gunslinger Spawn's getting his own series, so that should be interesting. More of an origin story with that one. And as far as the old stuff, we got Absolute Batman number 3 and G.I. Joe number 2, and there was Titans. Yeah, did I say Titans? No, Turtles number 5 already.
Nope, you didn't mention that.
And that one as well. So those were the 3 probably I was the most excited about with stuff I've been reading right now.
So Turtles 5. Do we know who's doing the art?
Because I'm not sure on that one, but I think if we're slowly getting into, they're all going to be together again and kind of doing the next story. And I know number 6 is maybe kind of a filler, but yeah, number 6 starts the next arc.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to Green Lantern, Green Arrow World's Finest. Number 1, it's a one-shot that's coming out. Beautiful looking Dan Mora cover. And Jeremy Adams is doing a story. It's, obviously the World's Finest stuff has always been kind of past, depending on how far. Like they went really far with Teen Titans and Batman. So this one is them going up against this little known guy, Deathstroke.
Okay.
So looking forward to seeing that, which Deathstroke, he was very much high up there as one of my favorite villains, which leads us to Dark Knights of Steel All Winter. We're wrapping up that miniseries, issue 6. Issue 5, they dropped the bombshell that everything that's been going on is because Deathstroke actually took a contract and made a kill that caused the All Winter to start. So really big, last panel drop there.
Yeah.
Moon is following us, number 4. The stories have been still good, and Grandma's in the mix now, because originally it was, the mom and dad looking for their kid. Now Grandma's there. So a good twist with adding her. Rockefellers number 2 is coming out. We're going to continue that in the world of Image. And New Gods number 1, another DC book. New Gods number 1, Ram V is coming off his run on Detective Comics, and he's going to be tackling the New Gods. And I think that kind of fits in his wheelhouse. I don't know what you think on that, Danny.
Absolutely, man. I think that with that stuff, it definitely with all his characters, he does pretty good with the whole universe around him.
Yeah, it's DC and Marvel, everything coming out right now. I think that we're really in a good era of comic books right now with good art, good stories. I think one of the things that's pushing it, my belief, I know they keep raising the price of comics, and they have to. They raise the price of everything, but they're giving us quality for our money, and it's a lot easier to put $5 on the counter when you're getting a good story to go along with, than trying to pick something up just because it's well written without good art or just a picture book. So, just my opinion on that.
No, totally. I mean, just that whole Ghost Machine universe itself, just the potential of all those new characters, and the art's beautiful, and even just the feel of the book is like you said, it just feels like high quality.
Yeah, definitely. So, Danny, you want to tell us about your subscription club?
As always, make sure you join the club. We get you get 25% off the titles you're on and 10% off whatever you grab off the rack. So that way you don't miss anything at all. You can always do pre-orders 3 months ahead of time, and we do it both in Fraser and Rochester Hills. Some people have been with us the whole 42 years.
I did want to let everyone know next week is Christmas. And because of that, the release date on the comic books is actually the 26th. So we will release our podcast on the 26th also. And we will catch up with you guys then with the new number 1s. We will let you guys know what we've been reading, and we'll have a quick conversation about something when it comes to comics. And speaking of number ones, let's hit some of those from the other publishers that we haven't talked about yet. And Danny, I would want to talk to you about this one because I just noticed it. It's Alien Books, Nexus Scourge #1. I remember Nexus from when I was younger, Mike Barron, and he's writing it again. He also had a character out there, Badger, back in the day, who I really liked.
They're bringing that back as well. So yeah, they're both of them. So yeah, Badger's next month.
Merry Christmas to me. All right. I just wanted to make sure I saw the name and I didn't look up too much about it. So I'm really excited. Good. Thank you. American Mythology's got New Year's Prey and Three Stooges, New Year's Nitwits. Dark Horse has Star Wars, The High Republic Phase 3 Wedding. DC Comics, Challengers of the Unknown. New Gods, which we talked about. And Green Lantern, Green Arrow, we said. Dynamite's got Gargoyle Winter Special. Image has a book called Mother Effin' Monsters, which I just love the title.
Yes.
Mad Cave has Missing on the Moon #1. Marvel, Loki the Alligator #1. Helverine. Now, that's supposed to be an ongoing series, I believe, after, following up from the miniseries.
Yep, a continuation from that. Yep.
Okay. And Scout Comics has Mission Appleseed #1. So not a lot of #1s for this week. And I'm going to guess probably the same thing's going to go for next week. But, we appreciate you guys listening. And that wraps up another issue of the Comix Corner Podcast with B-Lar and Danny P. We are part of the SPDM Podcast Crew and would like to thank the CLZ app for their sponsorship. Please check us out on our social media at Comix Corner Podcast on Facebook and Comix Corner Pod, all one word, on Instagram. And as always, comics is with an X. Thanks for listening and have a great week.
Read well, everybody.